Welcome to Daytona International Speedway for the Daytona 500, the 68th running of the 500. We have 41 cars on the field, on the grid, and only one of them can win the Daytona 500. Kyle Busch, he has the pole. He got the pole. Hold on. Is this any better? The microphone? Hold on. I feel like I'm a little too quiet. No, that doesn't sound any better. Volume. Ooh. Maybe 6? Hello? No, that's 25. Oh, that sounds. Oh. No. Hold on. Maybe this sounds a little better. Let me check the. Okay, yeah, that. Okay, yeah, that sounds a little better. I just constantly can't be screaming. Yeah, that does sound better. Now, I couldn't get the Geico logos out of here because I couldn't get the TSD file. So, the hustle.
The Grand Marshal for today's race is about to give the command to get underway down at the head of the field. Let's listen in.
Thank you, Alan Bestwick. So, turn 1. It's a steep 31 degrees, I do believe. They're going to be going into turn 1 pretty fast. It is a very cloudy day. I'm Smurtuff, and I'm joined by absolutely nobody in any booth. Let's go check out your starting lineup on Fox. Or, sorry, Fuck Shit Network. On the inside line, you have Kyle Busch, the pole sitter for the Daytona 500. Right behind him, Chase Briscoe. Right next to him, Chase Briscoe, outside pole. Chase Elliott and Joey Logano, they both won their respective duels. Logano will start 3rd, and Elliott will start 4th. Sitting right behind them, just in 5th and 6th, Ryan Blaney and Carson Hocevar. Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch's teammate at Richard Childress, will start in the 7th position, and Kyle Larson right next to him in 8th. Number 9, Brad Keselowski in car number 6, and Michael McDowell in the number 71 right next to him, starting in. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. McDowell will start 10th. John Hunter Nemechek in the number 42 for Legacy Motor Club. He will be starting in the 11th position. Right next to him, a Toyota manufacturer mate. That is Christopher Bell, starting in the number 12 position. Shane Van Gisbergen, his second full-time season of the his second full-time Daytona 500. This time, he's driving the number 97. He will be starting in position number 13, I do believe. And right next to him, Josh Berry. in the number 21. Daniel Suarez, a new team this year, but not a new sponsor. Freeway Insurance will be backing his Daytona 500 start tonight. He will be starting right behind Shane Van Gisbergen, a former teammate. And let me check. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15th. Right next to him, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the Super Speedway Master. He will be starting in the number 16 position. Casey Mears. Did you see what he did at Daytona last in the dual race? He absolutely floored the car, floored the gas pedal. He floored it. And he made the Daytona 500 because of that. He will be starting right there in 17th. Todd Gilliland, in the number 34, will be starting 18th. Ryan Preece. Now, I know this is not the car that he's going to be running in the Daytona 500, but the Daytona 500 car was not made. He did not make... nobody made his Viva Towels paint scheme yet, so I just had to use the Build Submarines car. I just had to... I'm sorry for editing the number, but like... Yeah. He will be starting in the position... and hold on, let me check. Let me check something real quick. He will be starting in the 19th position, and right next to him in 20th will be Ty Gibbs. Right behind them, Alex Bowman will be starting in the 21st position in the Ally Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. And right next to him, Denny Hamlin driving the National Debt Relief number 11. Starting 22nd. Cole Custer right behind. He will be starting in the position of 23rd. Right next to him is Eric Jones. Noah Gragson will be going to the back due to penalties. Due to a penalty where he tried to manipulate the air with his hand. He said that he did not know, that he forgot that was a rule, so he will be relegated to the back of the pack because of that. And right next to him, Tyler Reddick in the Chumba Casino 45 Toyota Camry. Bubba Wallace in the number 23 Xfinity Toyota Camry for 2311, starting 27th. And Riley Herbst will be starting right next to him in 28th. Corey Heim, right there, 29th. Zane Smith in 30th, right behind the 35. Jimmy Johnson, he got a top 3 at Daytona last time out. He will be starting in the 31st position. He would already be locked into this race just months ago. And right next to him, the rookie sensation, Connor Zilish. He almost won the NASCAR Xfinity Series paint championship last year. And right behind them, Cody Ware in the number 51 for Rick Ware Racing, starting 33rd. Right next to him, Ty Dillon in 34th. AJ Allmendinger will be running... hold on. Welcome back to Daytona. Sorry, I had to take care of a little something there. Where was I? Oh yeah, starting 35th, AJ Allmendinger with the beautiful Biffle font. Number 16. Austin Cindric will be starting right next to him in 36th. Now the drivers, Ross Chastain will be starting 37th in a backup car because he crashed in his respective dual race. Right next to him, B.J. McLeod in the number 78, number 38 spot on the grid. William Byron also in a backup car, 39th, crashed in his respective dual race as well. And right next to him, Justin Allgaier, starting at the very back of the field for this year's 500. And right behind them all, 41st, once again in another backup car, the number 17 of RFK Racing's Chris Buescher. So, we'll quickly show you the D&Qs of this race. Just got to bring this. So, our D&Qs. Chandler Smith, the number 36 for Front Row Motorsports. Out of the Daytona 500, he finished 16th in dual race number 1. Corey LaJoie finished 19th in duel number 1. He is also out of the Daytona 500. And then duel number 2, J.J. Yaley. He finished 21st in duel number 2. And Anthony Alfredo, he was disqualified from duel race number 2. And that's why B.J. McLeod is in the Daytona 500. So, I don't have any co-hosts. I'm just a one-man team. Just a one-man crew. Personally, I'm rooting for Kyle Busch right here. I'm rooting for him to win the Daytona 500. Right here, right now, that number 8. He's starting on the pole. He's got a really strong car. You can see he's starting on the inside. He has more cars on the inside at the start of this race, but I do not think that is going to last, however, because there is a chance that they could all go past him immediately, that he could be shuffled into the sucker hole, the middle line of this racetrack. You do not really want to be in that middle line unless there's help behind. And help from behind is going to be very crucial at this racetrack because this is a drafting track. Draft matters here to the Daytona 500. Draft helps you. Drafting another car, that is going to improve your chances of winning the 500. That's going to improve your chances of making it to the front of this race. At least I think. At least I hope. Ooh. Drafting another car. Oh. That is going to improve your chances of... Sorry, a little bit of a technical hiccup there. We only have a few more minutes until the start of this race. NASCAR decided to push back the start just a little bit to about 3:03. Now, I do believe the green flag will drop about 3:05 p.m. Now you see the ticker on top of your screen. This well, we got one more minute left. So I'm just going to say, I do believe that RCR has a shot in this Daytona 500. We've seen Austin Dillon win a 500. We've seen Earnhardt win a 500 after his 21st try. This race could very well be Kyle Busch's first try. We got like 20 seconds left until the national anthem here. Let's go down trackside for the national anthem. The last little bit of the national anthem in about 10 seconds here. So...
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So, let me just do that real quick. Give the 4 a penalty to go to the end of the longest line since he goes to the rear of the field for the Daytona 500. I don't know what the hell he's doing here. Just get onto the apron. Just get onto the apron and then shuffle back. Okay, there's the black flag. Here we go. Lap 1 of the Daytona 500 underway in 2026. You can already see them trying to form that third line in the middle of the field. Joey Logano sits in the second position, his teammate right behind. But here's Chase Briscoe. He's going to try to come up on the outside. Joey Logano is going to get into the middle here. Not really much help right behind. Here comes Ryan Blaney on the inside. Blaney is going to lead. I don't know if he got it right there. Here comes Austin Dillon on the inside. RCR really showing up this year. Now, in the last few years, they did not really have great seasons. They only got one win in the last 2 seasons. Not combined. 2 wins in the last 2 seasons combined, I do believe. Now here comes John Hunter Nemechek. And look who's 4th on the inside line. That's Casey Mears. Racing for Garage 66. Now that team is an open car. That team was an open car. It was not locked into the Daytona 500. And, oh, trouble! Crash! We have 1 car on the wall. Caution flag will be displayed. There is smoke billowing. Caution flag will be displayed. And since I forgot to pull up better cautions, they race back to the line. Austin Dillon will get the race lead from this. And there's the car that started it all. Noah Gragson out of the Daytona 500 already. Just terrible, terrible crash. We'll have to go to a replay of that. You can see the 17 already out of this race. Greg Biffle, no, sorry. AJ Allmendinger, done for the day. Connor Zilish might be able to repair that damage. And the 35's already off and away, but already so many cars destroyed. Like, and it was all because of a bad merging from the 4. We'll go to a quick replay of that. Everybody's into the pits. Oh! Oh, it's the big one. Oh, it was a big one. Take a look at it on the spectator cam. In slow motion. The big one on lap 2. Denny Hamlin got through it. The 35 got through it. Just a little bit of damage. Ross Chastain got through it. Bubba Wallace got through it. But, oh. Let's ride on board Carson Hocevar. That crazy hit. That crazy ride that he had. Let's ride on board. Not really left. Oh! Oh, he just gets up on the... He was just minding his own business up on the outside, but just got collected in this, and it's not really... Oh. What was that? We have, oh, there's the big crash right there. You see the 45 gets collected. Connor Zilish is in it. AJ Allmendinger is in it. Jimmy Johnson is in it. But Johnson might not have enough damage. We got one car on his side. And the 45 absolutely smoking up a storm. Jimmy Johnson coming back out on the racetrack. Kyle Busch sitting in third. And that just took out a lot of cars. That is perhaps the biggest crash that we've seen tonight. Outside pole sitter, Chase Briscoe was involved. 1 lap to go. Under caution. We'll quickly... Outside pole sitter. Chase Briscoe was involved. Jimmy Johnson was involved. Now NASCAR is saying that there will be a single file restart for the first one, for the first restart. I think it's easier to tell you who wasn't involved in that big accident. Austin Dillon got pushed back to 11th. He was leading at the time of the caution. I guess pit road strategy just screwed him over right there. $193 laps to go. It will be 192 at the start-finish line right here. Pace car back onto pit road. Here we come. Back through the freeway insurance restart zone. Kyle Busch already going up to the outside. What does this mean? Now, the 9 has to make it to minimum speed. Oh, Keselowski's getting pushed down here on the inside line. We got 3 wide mid-pack. And the 35, he was involved, but not to the point where his car was absolutely damaged. Brad Keselowski on the outside line, passing Kyle Busch, who's currently third right now. Bubba Wallace, take a look at him. Look at how much momentum that Xfinity number 23 has. Oh, Austin Dillon pushing him down on the inside right here. Ooh. And Brad Keselowski to the lead. And I'm just saying that we did not expect something like that to happen this early into the race. I expected that to happen when drivers get more aggressive later on into the race. SVG starting to make it 3 wide. Lap car on the outside. That is Jimmy Johnson, who is somehow faster. Bubba Wallace to the race lead. Chase Elliott back out of pit road. We have 2 packs here at the Daytona 500. This first pack, 3 wide. And Chase Elliott's going to mess it up. And Chase Elliott will be disqualified. Minimum speed. I'm going to say the minimum speed rule was in effect. We do have damage. We do have damaged cars. NASCAR is telling these damaged cars to get off of the racetrack. Here comes Austin Dillon on the inside of the racetrack. 6-car pack at the front. Chase Elliott will be ducking down. The number 10 will be ducking down. The 20 will also be ducking down. And I do believe that is all. They are single file through the rest of this field. Austin Dillon down on the inside. Joey Logano to the race lead. These cars are slowing down a little bit. I do believe that's because of the tire wear. But they just pit. They just pit about 10 laps ago. Oh, Daniel Suarez, 10 years. No, not 10 years. About 9 years in this division of the sport. And he's looking for a Daytona 500 win right here. Oh, Kyle Busch. Here he comes down to the inside. While his teammate is just retaking the lead up there. We're going to quickly skip to a commercial. But we'll be back. Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway for the Daytona 500. Currently the battle for the race lead, Kyle Busch up on the outside, Joey Logano on the inside. Kyle Busch, take a look at him. He's out front here. He was the pole sitter for this Daytona 500. He's looking to back up that pole win with an actual race win. Looking on the back of that number 8. Looking on the spoiler cam. Now, we have a few packs. We have, of course, the lead pack, the leader, and the rest of the field is Jimmy Johnson and William Byron. And then we have pack number 2, led by the number 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. Zane Smith is in there, Casey Mears, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, and then the 2 cars at the back of the field. The 19, the 2. And that's it. Those are the only cars left in this race. Right behind. We need to get to him. We need to take a look at this 3 wide action. You know what that crash kind of reminded me of? Both Kevin LePage as well as the 2002 Aaron's 312. Basically, they were both, it's like they fused them into this race. Kyle Busch still leading the Daytona 500. Richard Childress brought out the big guns for the Daytona 500 here. And here's the thing. Kyle Busch has not won a race since 2023. If he does not win this Daytona 500 right here, this is going to be his 21st Daytona 500. Just gone. Thrown away. Like, he needs to win this race before he retires. Pack 1 back to the single file mostly. single file format. Jimmy Johnson and William Byron right behind. Still a few seconds back. Kyle Busch still leading. We'll quickly show you what happened on lap 3 in the Daytona 500. This, the big one at Daytona. We got one car who almost flipped over. We had one car who did flip over. We'll quickly take a look at that. On board of the number 87, Corey Heim went up and over at Daytona on lap 3. Well, almost, actually, he didn't flip. He almost went upside down. The driver to the number 4, Noah Gragson, caused that big crash. This is what I mean. This is what I mean when I say that it was like... Ooh. And there goes our camera. Back to the live Daytona 500. Kyle Busch losing the race lead. Ryan Blaney out front. Just about 30 laps into this race. Oh, Keselowski making a move down on the inside with the help of Daniel Suarez. In Suarez's 9 years driving in the NASCAR Cup Series, he has never won a Daytona 500. Spire has never won a Daytona 500. And all of the other Spire cars were collected in that big crash on lap number 3. Brad Keselowski, I don't think he's ever won a Daytona 500. Suarez down to the inside. He's going to try to make the move. Only 3 cars in his line. Now that might not work, but Joey Logano has gone down to help that line. Ooh. And Ryan Blaney still leads. The 97 hugging that double yellow line. Now remember, you can't go beneath the double yellow line to attempt a pass. Because safety issues, probably. Logano down to the inside. To the inside of 3 wide. Lap traffic is going to get in the way here. That is the 2 and the 19. Suarez inside. He's going to try to make a move right here at the start-finish line. Blaney still leads that one. Whoa. The one, he doesn't know where to go. He was coming in pretty fast right there. That's the one of Ross Chastain. He's going to try to make a move on the inside of Joey Logano here. Logano's going to go straight into the middle. Daniel Suarez being pushed by Bubba Wallace. Ooh. Jimmy Johnson, still the first car a lap down. If the caution comes out anytime in the next few laps, he will get the lucky dog, or he will get the free pass, and he will be on the lead lap contending for a win. Bubba Wallace down to the inside. Remember what happened in the duel race. Austin Dillon gave him a small little bump on the back straightaway, and it sent the 23 around. Here comes Daniel Suarez with the crossover, but is it going to work? Kyle Busch, he's going to help the number 7. Daniel Suarez will go back to the race lead. 3 Chevys, 3 Fords down to the inside. And Kyle Busch back down to the inside. Now being pushed by SVG. Ooh, Kyle Busch right back up to the race lead. Now remember, Stage 1 ends at 65. Stage 2, that will end at 130. And then the rest of the race, they will try to go for it. And Kyle Busch starting to drive away. But remember, you do not want a big lead here to the Daytona International Speedway, because you got all the cars right behind. They're drafting up. Meanwhile, if you have a big lead at Daytona, you don't have any draft compared to the many different cars who do have draft. Both of the Penske cars, they teamed up right there. And Bubba Wallace has joined their little tango. Ryan Blaney will try to go down to the inside. Nope. Now, due to budget cuts, we don't have any interviews with the drivers. We don't have pit reporters for the drivers. Pit reporters telling us what the drivers have chosen. We don't have anyone to interview the drivers when they come out of the infield care center. Onboard Joey Logano. Oh, I don't like that. Austin Dillon, I think that was an aggressive move, trying to go underneath Daniel Suarez while they were already 3 wide. Now 4 wide. That doesn't work here at Daytona. That's not really optimal here at Daytona. Austin Dillon trying to hop up into the second position. Now RCR 1-2. Now RCR, I think that's the only team to completely avoid disaster this entire race. No, actually Penske's there too. First car into the pit road. That is Kyle Larson. Joe Gibbs, they have a lot of cars damaged. Garage 66. That car is coming in. It's the first green flag pit stops happening at the current moment. That is the number 66 of Casey Mears ducking down into pit road. What does he have to... what's he going to do? Kyle Larson's going to come out of pit road right here. And Austin Dillon. Daniel Suarez, Austin Dillon, Brad Kozlowski, all into pit road Denny Hamlin, John Hunter Nemechek into pit road. They're most likely going to take 2 tires and fuel for Daniel Suarez. Oh, SVG, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, all coming in. Kyle Busch, the only car who is not pit in this race. And Kyle Busch is going to duck down to make his pit stop right here. Keselowski, 11th at the line. We'll have to wait for all the pit stops to cycle out. Jimmy Johnson and William Byron coming into pit road right now. RCR, they've avoided disaster pretty much this entire race so far. Here comes SVG, who was in P2 at the time of the green flag pit stops. Kyle Busch coming back out onto the racetrack. Here's SVG, closing rate, really big. Kyle Busch onto the back straightaway. That's where he can fully merge onto this racetrack. Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe into pit road. Here comes SVG around the outside. Gonna try to make the move. We know he's been getting better at these super speedways. We know he's been getting better at these ovals, these super speedways, we know he's great at the road courses. We know he's getting better at the ovals. This is just pretty much just pit cycling. This right here is pit cycling. I wouldn't call this actual I wouldn't call this actuality. I wouldn't. If he can hold off this pack, well, you know they do say that the real season starts after the super speedways. Well, the real season doesn't start next week. Next week we have Atlanta Motor Speedway. Quickly go to a commercial, but this time we're going to go NASCAR side by side. on Fox. Welcome back to the Daytona 500. As you saw in NASCAR side by side, NASCAR non-stop, we had some kind of attempt at the move for the lead by Daniel Suarez. Joey Logano almost made it 4 wide on the back straightaway. Kyle Busch being pushed back up to the race lead. You can see the one all over his back bumper here. The 5 into the way of the Penske duo right there. Ryan Blaney up on the outside. Oh, here comes Ross Chastain trying to make a move for the race lead. And there goes Kyle Busch, falling back quite a bit. Chastain leads Daniel Suarez up on the outside. Now remember, Suarez, SVG, Suarez and Chastain, they used to be teammates last season. Now, they're both at separate teams. Chastain leads. There's going to be a lap car in the way. That is the 38 of Zane Smith. Coming up to the end of stage 1. We are about 10 laps out. And he's going to hold up Daniel Suarez. Kyle Busch up to the 4th position. Here comes Joey Logano down to the inside. And Logano not really taking the lead just yet. No real help from behind. But here comes Suarez. Not Suarez, Blaney. And Ryan Blaney is going to come up to the back bumper to the 22. Logano's going to go up to the outside. Ryan Blaney, help from Kyle Busch, right behind. And Kyle Busch still behind Ryan Blaney in the 2nd position. Austin Cindric and Chase Briscoe gonna hold up the field in a little bit here, unless they get to the stage break first. Down the back straightaway, Ryan Blaney still out front. We've had only one caution. That was the earliest big one that we've had in Daytona 500 history. And that was all because of the 4 car coming up into the field. Just out of pit road, coming into turn 1. Here comes Shane Van Gisbergen down to the inside. He's going to get a little help from his teammate right here. He's going to push on by. And Ross Chastain's going to ditch that 97. And Cindric, Briscoe, they're going to get in the way here. A little bit to go. Ten laps to go. Or, no. 5 laps to go. Five more laps in the Daytona 500 first stage. Ross Chastain is going to push. Now, if the caution flies right now, that will end stage 1. Kyle Busch is going to try to do all he can to get to the back bumper of that one car to win the stage. Riding on board Ross Chastain. Joey Logano just pulled out of line. And he's going to be going for that second right here. And now, just about 3 laps to go in stage 1. Logano's going to try to do all he can to get around the one. He's going to duck down to the inside. Kyle Busch is going to stay on the outside. Daniel Suarez with a hot head of steam. Now, he has never won a Daytona 500. He has never won a race at Daytona in general. Logano has won the 2020. He's won the 2015 Daytona 500. Now, just 2 laps to go in stage number 1. Everyone is up here. SVG down to the inside, no help. Absolutely no help on that inside. Kyle Busch, still no help on the middle line. Daniel Suarez will lead them onto the final lap of the stage. Now, the stage will end when everyone crosses the start-finish line here. And Denny Hamlin caution will fly. SVG was out in front at the time of the caution. SVG was out in front. We'll take a quick break. And then we'll be back for stage 2. Welcome back to Daytona. Stage 1. Shane Van Gisbergen. He will collect his points from the stage. Where's the 19 going? Ross Chastain sitting third. Now if we take a look, the RCR cars, 8th for Kyle Busch, 10th for Austin Dillon. Lights on the pace car are out. Let's ride along on board our Toyota Camry pace car for this pace lap. And now for stage number 2, we're going until lap number 130. An hour 40 into this year's Daytona 500 coverage. A lot of teams. Now, unfortunately, this is NR 2003, and we don't have the choose cone rule. But just pretend that there is a choose cone rule. And that they, all the even numbers, all the even numbered positions chose outside, and odd numbered positions chose inside. Now, right back to the start-finish line. Here we go. Green flag. Back out in the air. Stage 2 has begun. And this is the first time the pack has gotten back together since before the big one. I'm just going to say that this kind of racing a lot more better than what was going on before the stage break. 2 cautions, 1 for a crash, 1 for stage. Casey Mears in the mix as well. Look at him, 5th on the inside line. Here comes Ross Chastain on the inside as well. Oh, Bubba Wallace into the mix. Kyle Busch up on the outside. He's getting a little push from his teammate in the number 3. A little bit of Ross Chastain found himself in the sucker hole. Now the 7 is all the way up by the wall. Luckily, no contact with the wall. SVG still holding his own. Still holding his own up on the outside line. Joey Logano on the inside. He's being pushed by John Hunter Nemechek. Oh, SVG storming ahead up on the outside here. Logano's going to go in the middle, and that is going to be perhaps his biggest mistake, Casey Mears. What the hell? Look at him. Second on the inside line, and if the 42 were to jump up to try to block the 22 like that, then Casey Mears will most likely be the leader. Casey Mears leading the Daytona 500. The last time he did that, I can't even remember. Oh, not leading the Daytona 500 anymore. Here comes the 42 into the mix. He just stormed ahead up on the outside. Sorry about that. John Hunter Nemechek still leading the Daytona 500. Oh, Keselowski just pushed the 6 out of line. The 66 out of line. And Casey Mears now in the sucker hole. There are a few cars in that middle line to try to help that 66, but it's not as much as the inside line, which seems to be the most dominant line on this racetrack. And here comes the 22 of Joey Logano storming ahead. That car, it's been pretty fast all throughout Speed Weeks. All throughout this entire weekend. I wouldn't even be surprised if he leads the most laps in tonight's race. Look out. Here's John Hunter Nemechek up at the outside. A little bit of help. Here comes Kyle Busch. A little bit of help on the inside. Oh, the last time we had 3-wide racing like this, a car came out of pit road and destroyed the field. All of these drivers out here, they're not here to make friends. They're here to win the Daytona 500. Now, remember, unspoken rule at Daytona, you do not want a huge lead. John Hunter Nemechek, he's got that huge lead. Everybody else is packed together. And Casey Mears up into the second position. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with the Daytona 500 on YouTube. Welcome back to the Daytona 500. John Hunter Nemechek still out front in the Daytona 500. Take a look. He's got a huge pack of storming cars right behind him. Ryan Blaney right behind them. Now, this 42 really fast. He could potentially be this year's upset winner of the Daytona 500. We've had a few upset winners in the 500s past. I think 2002 Austin Cindric. Oh, car in the wall, slightly. I think that's Austin Dillon. Doesn't seem like anything went wrong with that car. We got two cars, lap traffic up here, the 2 and the 19. Ryan Blaney still behind the 42. And I'm not quite sure who's going to win the 500 now. We've had a few drivers who could win this all taken out pretty early. We had Ricky Stenhouse Jr. taken out. We had Chase Briscoe taken out. And not Chase Briscoe, but he is pretty much out of the running. He is a few laps down. He is most likely not to get his laps back unless we have like a whole bunch of cautions in the last few laps of this race. Hamlin, he's potentially possible. It's possible he could win this 500 right here. He's just sitting at the back of the main pack, however. Just biding his time. Just waiting. Just waiting right there. Well, SVG, he seems pretty strong. Keselowski also seems pretty strong. Ryan Preece out of this race. Keselowski down to the inside. Bubba Wallace pushing right there. Jimmy Johnson as well in the mix. I don't think he's for a lap. I don't think he's for a position right there. I think he's just in there for the fun of it. Shane Van Gisbergen sits in the second position behind the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. Nemechek is going to try to do all he can to keep that 97 right behind. Shane Van Gisbergen, stage 1 winner. Oh, 4 wide slightly in the back. But I think the 22 is going to back out of it. They are coming up on lap traffic into turn number 3 and 4. Shane Van Gisbergen's going to make the move on the inside, but the two of them, they don't have any help from behind. The help is all in the back. Yeah, Johnson's in 17th, so He's not even for position. If the caution comes out, he is not going to get his position back. Here comes Bubba Wallace. That's a driver we did not expect to see up towards the front quite a bit. Johnson coming into the mix. No 4 wide. I mean, we've seen Bubba Wallace up towards the front in a few Daytona 500s. I don't think he's been up towards the front quite a bit. Kyle Busch on the inside. Lap car is going to be jumping into the mix. The 42 is going to be caught up. Here comes Kyle Busch. Now what's Kyle going to do? He's going to duck down to the inside. Briscoe, not even for position. He's going to storm up the outside. Here comes the 38 as well. On the inside. Now, I believe he is racing for position. Austin Dillon gonna try to duck down underneath the 38. Gonna try to help his teammate right here, Kyle Busch. Yeah, Zane Smith is for position. So Zane Smith shuffled up to the outside. Here comes William Byron. Hendrick Motorsports and RCR, that is a rivalry that's gone on for quite a few years. Just kicking back up in this year's Daytona 500. On board, driver of the 8, Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon right behind. Austin Dillon's going to duck down. Now, if I'm Kyle Busch, I want to win this Daytona 500. I haven't won the Daytona 500 in 21 years. This is my, I think, 21st try, actually. I haven't won the Daytona 500 in 20 years. If I'm Kyle Busch, I'm racing. I'm going to try to defend that lead all I can. And it seems like Kyle Busch is defending that lead all he can. We're almost a halfway point of this race. If rain were to come down, well, if rain were to come down on the racetrack after the halfway point, this race will be official, and the race leader would be the race winner. In this case, Kyle Busch. If I'm Kyle Busch, I'm hoping the skies will open up. I'm hoping the rain will happen. Oh, Austin Dillon down to the inside. He's going to leave his teammate Kyle Busch. Nothing Kyle Busch can do about that. The 3 actually has help on the inside from John Hunter Nemechek. I think he will. No real help. Austin Dillon up on the outside, however. Still, the faster line is around the outside, it seems. So what Kyle Busch wants to do right here, he wants to try to get back to the race lead. I think the outside line will be the way to do it. Right up in here on the straightaways. Austin Dillon still leading the Daytona 500. Oh, here comes the 42 coming into the mix. Just about 2 hours into our coverage of the Daytona 500. Three wide right behind. Austin Dillon outside. A little bit of help from his teammate Kyle Busch. Casey Mears, he had to race his way into the 500. He's right here. This is his first 500 since 2019. Ross Chastain slightly sideways. And that's going to skyrocket him to the race lead. But did it count? Did he pass under the double yellow line? That's what NASCAR is currently trying to investigate right here. We'll have to go back a lap. Did he pass for positioning down there? Or does NASCAR determine that Ross Chastain was shoved down there by Daniel Suarez? This is the question that everybody has on their mind right now. If it'll ruin Chastain's race, if it'll ruin Suarez's race. What does NASCAR have to say on this matter? Because we all know going down there to make a pass is illegal. But also, shoving someone down there is also illegal. Shane Van Gisbergen, while we were looking at the replay, has taken the race lead at Daytona. Now what we don't know is whether or not the one chose to stay down there, or if the 7 NASCAR's going to say it. NASCAR is going to give the black flag to Daniel Suarez. They determined that Ross Chastain was shoved under the double yellow line, exiting the tri-oval. So, what the 7 will have to do, serve a penalty next time by, in the next 3 laps actually, or risk being disqualified from the Daytona 500. What he's going to have to do is he's going to have to go down to the inside line. He can't pit from the outside line when there's a bunch of cars down to the inside. Bubba Wallace up to the race, down to the inside. He's going to try to go for the race lead right here. Oh, we got a slow car up in the way here. That is Kyle Larson. I don't know if Kyle Larson was involved in that big crash on lap number 3, or if he was in front of the crash. SVG is going to get slowed up by Kyle Larson. Now, the 7 goes down to the inside. He's going to serve his penalty right here. You can see him, he's coming in. Bubba Wallace and Casey Mears right behind. Is Casey Mears going to grab, potentially, Garage 66, their first win in the NASCAR Cup Series? Bubba Wallace up on the outside. The outside seems like the faster line here at Daytona when you're on a straightaway. Now, when they cross the line, the race is official. If the red flag were to come out for inclement weather, that cannot be cleaned up, that cannot be dried in the next few hours. So if the rain drops down here on Daytona, the red flag will come out, and if it's too much for Daytona, then the red flag will turn into the checkered flag. That's Daniel Suarez, lap car of Daniel Suarez right up there. Now that's one of the downsides of having to serve a black flag. This is that you'll go like a lap down. And Kyle Busch down to the inside, being pushed by SVG. Spire has not had the best race. They only have one car left in this race, and it's being lapped right now. SVG back into the lead at Daytona. Whoa! SVG coming in. I think this is the start of green flag pit stops once again. Joey Logano's in as well. Most likely going to take a few tires right here. SVG taking right sides as Joey Logano is going to go further down on pit road. He's also going to take a few tires. Austin Dillon out front, leading in the Daytona 500. Is he going to pit this time by? Yes, he will. Kyle Busch is going to do the strategy of staying out as long as he can. Once again, if he wins the Daytona 500, it's going to end a huge losing streak. It's going to propel him back into victory lane. Now, remember, NASCAR, there is no more win and you're in. NASCAR introduced the chase once again. And here's the thing. The chase, no win and you're in. It's only whoever gains the most points wins the championship. At the end of the season, whoever has the most points has the championship. Kyle Larson going to stay out. Joey Logano back in. You can see Chastain right there. That tire mark on the right side of his car, that is from the number 7 of Bubba Wallace when Daniel Suarez, sorry. Daniel Suarez pushed the one car down under the double yellow line. That is illegal. You cannot do that. If you do that, you will be risking getting a black flag unless NASCAR can prove, unless NASCAR sees that you were pushed, that you passed under the yellow line. Right there. Kyle Busch, the 8 car out front. No, that's the 24 William Byron. He was in second when he came into the pit road. He is in first, and if a caution comes out, he will stay as the race leader. Hopefully. I know better cautions has this dumb bug where if the caution comes out after the leader is crossed where the pace car is, the pace car will pick up second place. And that's a pretty stupid bug there. Austin Dillon is going to try to go down to the inside. Threaded the needle right there with the 5 of Kyle Larson. Casey Mears is going to get stuck behind Larson, however. And he's going to go down to the inside just now. Austin Dillon still out front in the Daytona 500. Here comes the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek coming back into the mix. Nemechek, remember, he led a lot of laps here in Stage 2. SVG, however, won Stage 1. He's going to try all he can. Here comes the 24, William Byron, the Daytona 500 winner in the last two 500s. He's looking for the three-peat in that Raptor number 24. Down the back straightaway. A lot of luck. Not a lot of luck. A lot of good racing. Pretty early in this stage. Now, it's a 5-car pack. And then Casey Mears is in 6th. Kyle Larson is a lap car. Brad Kozlowski is in 7th. The 7 is also a lap car. Ross Chastain is in pit road still. We have to go back to see what happened. Now, I want to know what happened right here. I want to know what happened to Ross Chastain. Why he's stuck in pit road. You'll see the 23 coming in right behind. It seems like Chastain just... See, he's coming in. I don't know what happened here. Oh, that's what happened. Trouble on pit road. Both of these Penske cars together, you'll have and the one car now being worked on. Jimmy Johnson, I don't see him anywhere in this race anymore. So Johnson out of the Daytona 500. And it's such a shame too, because I'm pretty sure he would have wanted to finish in top 5 because he most likely, well, how could he have finished top 5 if he was a few laps down? He would have obviously had to get the laps back and SVG back into the race lead, but the 11 is going to hold up the outside line. Austin Dillon jumped down to the inside. There he goes. Kyle Busch on the inside. Now, we're coming down to 15 to go in stage number 2. Austin Dillon pushing Kyle Busch down to the inside. And right there, the 42 pushing both of them is SVG right here, going to win stage number 2 again. Now, but you got to remember, if the caution comes out and it's because of rain, the race will be over. And the race will probably be over in, like, if the cars, if the track cannot be dried enough, the race will most likely be over. Kyle Busch back into the race lead. He's looking for his first ever Daytona 500. William Byron down on the inside. He's looking for the three-peat. And John Hunter Nemechek, he's looking for his first win in the NASCAR Cup Series. Here comes the 97 up on the outside. He was being pushed by Austin Dillon. And here comes Byron and Dillon. Dillon, he's looking for his second Daytona 500. His first Daytona 500 came in 2018, about 8 years ago. Now, 16 laps to go in stage number 2. Austin Dillon, you can see him, he's going to try to make a move on the inside of William Byron, but I don't think he can get to the rear bumper of the 24 in time. See him in the rear view camera of the 24. Kyle Busch, he really wants this win. He really needs a win. This could be his last year at RCR. This could also be his last year in the Cup Series. Full time. Kyle Busch down to the inside, no help though. SVG. Now, he is improving at ovals, but road courses are also his expertise. Now the wind is blowing northeast, about 15 miles an hour northeast. This could play a factor on these cars. They're going about 200 on this back straightaway. And here's Austin Dillon to the inside of the 42, John Hunter Nemechek. About 83 laps to go in the Daytona 500. We'll go quickly to a commercial. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Daytona 500. Oh, the action's really ramped up here. 3 wide for the race lead. And that's John Hunter Nemechek going for the race lead now. In fact, he has the race lead. Now, 5 laps to go in the Daytona 500's second stage. Byron going for second. Austin Dillon up on that outside. He has no help. Now remember, the outside, perhaps the best. Whoa, 4 wide. And no one's backing out of it. 4 wide. Austin Dillon back into the wall once again. Now, just about 3 laps to go. No, 4 laps to go. William Byron trying to grab the stage. We got Bubba Wallace. He's lap traffic up ahead. I'm really interested to see how the ending of this race will be. Now, coming down to 3 laps to go. A lot of teams, actually a lot of drivers. I think a lot of drivers really want to win this Daytona 500. I'm sure that when we get to the end of this race, it's going to be absolute hell. They're going to rain hell on this racetrack here. Now, coming down to 2 laps to go, off at turn number 4 to take the final 2 laps of stage number 2. Now, seems like John Hunter Nemechek is going to be stage number 2's winner. But here comes Shane Van Gisbergen. We know Gisbergen is fast. Gisbergen, his car, it won stage number 1. He's going to try to go for the stage sweep. He's going to try to sweep the stages here. And look at him. He's going down to the inside of the 42. Will that work, though? Yes. Now, just coming down to 1 lap to go in the stage. Like stage 1, they're gonna finish the stage when everyone crosses the start-finish line. The 38 off of turn number 4 right now. Here comes William Byron coming into the mix. Kyle Busch. He's also in the mix as well. Byron up to the outside. And Byron will win stage number 2. Probably. Oh, Ross Chastain still thinks we're green. Ooh. Byron will come back to the line. He will win stage number 2. He was just catching up to the pace car. He is going to slow down. William Byron, winner of stage number 2. Kyle Busch, a solid second. Oh, slight contact in the back between the Penske cars. Now, we take a look. Denny Hamlin is the lucky dog, or is the free pass, and seems like everyone is down onto pit road. Yeah, everyone really needs those tires. We'll be right back, hopefully for the restart. Kyle Busch, William Byron, stage 2 winner. Oh! Casey Mears turns sideways. And the 24 will come out first. Welcome back to Daytona. One lap to go for our pace car driver. One lap left under caution. Ross Chastain not on the lead lap, however. The 66 back into the mix here. Now Casey Mears, he almost did not make this race. The only way he made this race because he made a move on the final lap while they were wrecking. He was right behind the number 7. And the 7 just came up into him. Daniel Suarez, he made it back into the top 5. He was a lap down earlier. He had to serve that penalty because he pushed Ross Chastain underneath the double yellow. Now we only have 16 cars in this field. Now here's the thing. Green flag back out in the air. Here's the thing. About that 7. Crashed duel number 2. Partially crashed in duel number 1, sorry. So did the 66, and they're still racing. They only have 16 cars in the field. And here's the thing about the 16 cars. This is like a cookout clash at Daytona that we had a few years back. It's like the cookout clash of the 2026 season, except it's the Daytona 500. Daniel Suarez right behind in that number 7 car. Now, 4 wide. Kyle Busch up on the outside line of the 4 wide. Kyle's falling. That's not what you want to see if you're a Kyle Busch fan. Kyle Busch falling down the running order. Daniel Suarez is going to move out of the way for William Byron. Byron is going to find his way down on the inside. We have a few cars at the back of this field. $63 laps to go in the Daytona 500. I do believe. Yeah, 63 laps to go. And they're going to have to make a pit stop in the middle of those 63 because we... Byron outside. Kyle Busch is going to go down to the inside. Sorry about that little hiccup in our coverage. William Byron is going to try to make... Byron's going to make the move for the race lead right here. Joey Logano. He has to meet minimum speed. I don't think he's met minimum speed. The 1 car of Ross Chastain. He was... Now, he was in pit road for the longest time because he was damaged by the 84, the 23 was there too. Shane Van Gisbergen back to the race lead. Daytona International Speedway. Wouldn't it be so funny if he wins the Daytona 500? Oh, it would be. It would actually be so great. Now, I think the 3 of Austin Dillon is out, which makes RCR the last team to have their entire fleet undamaged by the end of this thing. Now, I'm not saying that their cars were undamaged throughout the entire Daytona 500. I'm saying cars were undamaged from the initial incident. Both of the RCR cars, the 8 and 3, they were just caught up in further stupid incidents. That 8 of Kyle Busch really wants to get this win. Now, I do believe that lap 3 crash will define this Daytona 500. It's like you said earlier in this race. It's kind of like how in 2002 you had the big one very early in the race. It took out like 32 cars, and by the end of the race, only 3 cars finished this race. Only 3 cars finished that race. Hopefully that doesn't happen in this race. Hopefully we get some actual finishers tonight. .58 laps to go. We'll quickly there we go. Sorry about that. I had to fix the ticker thingy. There we go. Kyle Busch being pushed by Shane Van Gisbergen up at the outside. Byron's going to duck down underneath Bubba Wallace right here. Now Denny Hamlin, I don't think he's on the lead lap here. Yeah, he's not. Kyle Busch back to the race lead in the Daytona 500. Oh, here comes the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. He's been really fast all race. He's been leading laps. He's been acclimating these laps, all race. Quickly go to a commercial. 54 laps to go in the Daytona 500. 54 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Please hold. Alright. I don't like that. Why is there so much feedback? What? OBS, 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 OBS. Where's OBS? No. Please hold. I can't do the goddamn crank it up without the OBS thingy. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I tried to pull up like OBS on the window capture, and it just didn't really work. Welcome back to Daytona. John Hunter Nemechek, still your race leader. Shane Van Gisbergen down on the inside. He's going to try to make a move for the second right here. Kyle Busch. He was your pole sitter. What he wants to do, he wants to win this race. Because if he doesn't win this race, he might not have any more shots to win the Daytona 500. 500 cars left. 15 cars left in the Daytona 500. $42 laps. No, not 42. 41? Yeah. 41 more laps to go in the Daytona 500. Here comes Shane Van Gisbergen down to the inside. Gisbergen really big chance to run here. On board William Byron, looking for his third Daytona 500. Here comes Shane Van Gisbergen up to the outside. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch finally woke up and he said, hey, I want this lead now. I'm going for it. Kyle Busch back down to the inside. He's going to try to make it 3 wide. Being pushed by the 38 on the inside line. The 23 will come down to help. Kyle Busch doesn't really have any familiar teammates left in this race. Chevrolet top three in the first 3 rows of this Daytona 500 right now. The front row, all of the cars who are on the front row in this race are still in the race. At the line, I think Byron got it. I think Byron was there. Up on the outside, here comes the 28 of Kyle Busch. What? Oh, sorry about that. The 8 of Kyle Busch. Denny Hamlin right behind. Now Hamlin, he hasn't won a Daytona 500 since 2020. That was the year when that was the year he was down to the inside goes Hamlin. Zane Smith, he's never won a NASCAR Cup Series race. Here comes Bubba Wallace. What's he gonna do here? Oh, here comes 42. Where is he going to go in this situation? And down the front straightaway, they hug the yellow line, but they don't go underneath it. Now, passing underneath the yellow line, that is described as ducking all 4 tires beneath the yellow line and advancing your position. Here comes the 24. His momentum's going to be stuffed into a suitcase and shipped away. He's just waiting for the perfect time to strike, I guess. We're in the final laps of this Daytona 500, boys. And we are close to crowning a brand new Daytona 500 winner. Or, who knows, maybe we'll get a repeat Daytona 500 winner. We only have a few of those. We only have 2 of those up in the top 8, I think that is. Ross Chastain has never won a Daytona 500. Brad Keselowski has never won a Daytona 500. So, Hamlin is not for position, it seems. Hamlin's a lap down, and I think that's because of all the issue that we had on, like, the first caution, I do believe. So Hamlin is just there. He's racing with the field. He's racing with the drivers. Shane Van Gisbergen back down to the inside. Zane Smith, he's never won in the NASCAR Cup Series. Kyle Busch coming into the mix. He is 4th. And they're going to come down to the pit road right now. First green flag pit stops happening in this race. Kyle Busch, he's going to go down to the end of pit road. With just a few laps remaining. You can see he's getting those tires. There goes the 12. There goes the 11. The 38's out. Kyle Busch is out of pit road. Casey Mears into pit road. There goes Nemechek. Shane Van Gisbergen back up to the race lead. We're closing this race pretty fast. Kyle Busch, he's battling. Right now, he's trying to stay on the lead lap. And Kyle Busch, he's trying to get his first career Daytona 500 win here. Shane Van Gisbergen's going to pit this time by. Now this is something that Kyle Busch wants to take advantage of. He wants to win the Daytona 500. If the caution didn't come out on lap 3, we would probably have more cars contending for this. Shane Van Gisbergen back out. Kyle Busch really wants to take advantage of the lap cars of SVG pitting. Now, if the caution comes out bring everybody back together. You see the 42 being pushed by the 11. I think that's Toyota power right there. I think the Toyotas have something, have it all locked in right here. "29 laps to go." Or, no. No, 30 laps to go. There's Shane Van Gisbergen. Just gonna... Caution is out. Caution will fly. And NASCAR saying there might be debris down there in turn 4. This is camera angle. We can have a clear shot at turn 4. Doesn't appear like there's any debris down there. But this comes directly after a green flag pit cycle. So it's possible that NASCAR just wanted to bring the field back together right here. Now what we're going to do, we're going to wave everybody by. Wait, is the 11 on the lead lap? No. Byron? No. You? So, we only have 14 cars left. And that might be... might be a little bit of trouble. Now the 2 car is going to be about 4 laps down. Yeah, it was 171. Hamlin rejoining the pack. 38 rejoining the pack. He will be right back. Welcome back to the Daytona International Speedway. We'll be going green with 24 laps to go in this year's Daytona 500. It was the most destructive Daytona 500 in recent memory, if I am correct. Now remember, we do have to no. Now, the last caution, we had 15 cars left in this race. We only have 14. Green flag, back out in the air, Shane Van Gisbergen. Right back to the race lead. It's very obvious that he really wants this Daytona 500. It's really obvious that Trackhouse set up that car for super speedway racing, obviously. But it's obvious that Shane Van Gisbergen might be improving at these ovals, and he might be improving. Trackhouse just... They gave SVG the better car here. The other cars for Trackhouse are either out of contention in the case of the 88, or so far off the lead lap that they can't even get back onto the lead lap without a whole bunch of cautions. But they won't. But they will not have, like, they will not count. They will not even be considered for free pass consideration, because Ross Chastain is so far off the lead lap. He's like last car on the lead lap. Kyle Busch down on the inside. Spoiler. Now Kyle Busch is starting to fall once again. Fall back through the inside line. SVG back out front. About 21 laps to go in the Daytona 500. No, 22. No, 21. Kyle Busch, he's going to try to go down to the inside here. Denny Hamlin, he was down there on the inside. Now the draft, it's really useful at a track like this. So, they just have to bide their time. 20 laps to go at Daytona. 20 laps, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is going to abort that try at the inside. Maybe he'll try it in turn number 3 right here. Nope. Kyle Busch is going to go up to the outside with the number 42. The 42 is going to go down to the inside in... Oh, Kyle Busch, the inside's open. Can he do it? Just 20 laps to go in this Daytona 500. They don't have to make another pit stop. I don't think they do. Unless the caution comes out towards the end of this race for whatever reason. Be it debris, be it a crash. Unless on the final lap, then they might have to make another pit stop at the end. But I don't think that they would have to make another green flag pit stop. I think they're good on the stops. I think if Kyle Busch can just keep if Kyle Busch is smart, he'll be trying to make a move on the final lap. Because, whoa, and here comes Denny Hamlin on the inside. Here comes SVG into the mix. Oh, here comes the 23 of Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace coming into the mix as well. He's going to help his team owner, Denny Hamlin. Daniel Suarez into the mix, and Kyle Busch all the way up on the top of the racetrack. Three wide for about fifth or fourth right here. Well, we're inside of 20 laps to go. We'll be right back after this commercial break on YouTube.com. Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway. Kyle Busch up to the second position. He's going to try to go for the race lead right here. Yeah, look at him. He's really trying to go for it right here. He's closing in on the 42 at a rapid pace. He's going to try to go down to the inside. And he's there on the inside. Kyle Busch with just about 10 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Oh, right there at the line. It's going to be the 42. The 42 led that one. Oh, here comes Shane Van Gisbergen. It's a battle for the race lead between the three leaders who've dominated this entire race. Shane Van Gisbergen, stage 1 winner. Kyle Busch, pole sitter, 42. He's led the most laps in today's race. Kyle Busch is going to stick to the middle of the racetrack. Now we're within the final 10 laps of the Daytona 500. I think Kyle Busch has a shot right here. As long as nothing happens, that would give the 42 a race win. Kyle Busch does not want to give the 42 a free race win right here. Now on the inside's not really the best on the back straightaway. The inside is perhaps the worst lane on the back straightaway. A lot of drivers, a lot of teams, they have prepared for this moment. They have prepared for speed weeks. Kyle Busch, one of those drivers. He had the pole for tonight's race. Now, closing in on the final 10, on the final 5 laps of the Daytona 500. SVG pushing Kyle Busch. Look at him. SVG's going to abandon Kyle Busch down on the inside. Kyle Busch up on the outside. He does not want to lose this race. Here comes William Byron. He's trying to do the three-peat at Daytona. We got lap traffic coming in. This could help Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch up on the outside. No help at all. Oh. Take a look at the lap traffic. The lap traffic might actually help Kyle Busch here. Possibly. It could also help William Byron. Now, inside, 5 laps to go at the Daytona International Speedway. Denny Hamlin's going to go on ahead. Kyle Busch is going to jump down behind Denny Hamlin. The lap cars really helped Kyle Busch here. Is Kyle Busch going to be able to get back up to the 11? This is something. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Kyle Busch down on the inside. Now, if the caution happens on the final lap, remember that is the end of the race. But if the caution happens anytime right now, that will push the race into overtime. Kyle Busch still on the still the race leader. Shane Van Gisbergen battle for the race lead happening right here. Shane Van Gisbergen's going to make the move down on the inside. Kyle Busch is not going to be able to do anything. Here comes Gisbergen. And Kyle Busch. 3 laps to go. Kyle Busch, can he do anything in 3 laps? He's going to try. Denny Hamlin's going to go down to the inside right here, and that is going to push him to the lead. He has a lot of draft right behind. Now, I think that lap 3 crash ruined a lot of this, a lot of the finish of this race, because if all of those cars weren't taken out early in this race, then we would have gotten a pretty big finish. 2 laps to go at the Daytona International Speedway. This is something that William Byron, race leader right now, what he's going to try to do, he's going to try to keep the lead. Kyle Busch, he was leading very early on. He was leading really early in this race. Now, coming back to the start-finish line. Race is official. White flag being shown. Next flag will end the race. White flag presented by Credit One Bank. William Byron, Daniel Suarez right back there. Now, if the caution happens, the race will end, and in the 42 will be your race winner, Kyle Busch. Heartbreak. He is not going to win the Daytona 500. John Hunter Nemechek, here he comes, right back to the start-finish line. Right back to the line. Take a look at this. John Hunter Nemechek will win the Daytona 500. For the first ever time in his career, he has won in the NASCAR Cup Series. He did it. And Legacy Motor Club is back in the victory lane of Daytona. And Kyle Busch comes up short once again. But he was up there. He was really up there for a lot of the race. And the fact that he just comes up short. It's nobody wants to comes up really short once again. He's taking one extra lap around the racetrack. Nobody wants to come up short in the Daytona 500. It's the biggest race of the season. You want to win. And Kyle Busch. It's the biggest race of the year, and Kyle Busch he was leading. He was a leading through the early stages of the race, but he just he was leading through a lot of the early race and it just didn't finish so well right there. Well, that concludes the Daytona 500. Now, here's the thing. The next stream will be the 2026 Coca-Cola 600 prediction. So we'll see how that works out. All the winners before then, but that does not really work so well for Kyle Busch there. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked the racing in the early 2 laps of the race up until that crash. Yeah. Well, we'll take a quick look at what happened on lap 3 first before we end. So, we're going to open our window. So, we're riding on board the 4. And he just comes up. Bam! And that's just the big one. And the 67 car, 6-7 car, if you will, just gets on his side right here. I apologize for that. BJ McLeod was in it. We'll ride on board with him right here. That was the sole crash of this race. Austin Dillon did not finish this race. This was the only crash that happened in this entire race. Austin Dillon didn't finish the race because of some reason. The 40 was trying to get through the crash, but just didn't happen. And just into the wall. The 71 up onto the wall even. No, not the 71, the 77 up onto the wall as well. On top of Alex Bowman. And he's lucky he didn't start flipping wildly. Right there. Oof. The 45 hits the wall hard. 35 was involved in it. 66 got a little piece of it. But the driver who dominated the entire race was John Hunter Nemechek. Qualifying. Kyle and John Hunter Nemechek started 11th. So now that's a prediction for that. So hope you liked it, I guess. Yeah. I'll see you